Hi, my name is Scott Wrighton and I serve as Decatur's City Manager. Every week you can find some more information in one of these videos about what's going on in your Decatur city government. Of course, it's summertime and there's all sorts of construction projects and other improvements going on and lots of festivities and events as well associated with what is becoming a certainly very busy summer. I hope that you enjoyed your 4th of July holiday. This coming weekend, there's still more celebration and more activity to come. On Saturday, the 8th of July, the city will have its community cleanup here at the Decatur Civic Center. And on 7, 8, and 9, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of July is Lake Fest, mostly down near the Beach House area in Basin 2 next to Lake Decatur. You can find out more information about both of these events, both the community cleanup and the Lake Fest events scheduled for Lake Decatur, on the City of Decatur's website. That's decaturil.gov. Of course, what's really been in the news lately has been storm cleanup. Last Thursday, we had a very surprise storm come up, and with 60-mile-an-hour winds and straight-line winds that brought down trees all over the City of Decatur. Ever since then, Ameren has brought crews in from all over the region, not just the state of Illinois, but other states as well, to help Decatur and other communities that have been impacted by the storm to recover and to get power back on. As of this morning, Wednesday, the 5th of July, nearly all services in the City of Decatur have been restored, but the time and the work necessary to get all the trees and the tree limbs that were brought down taken care of is going to be many more weeks. With regard to trees and to tree limbs, I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to do. Of course, we have a yard waste disposal program in the City of Decatur as a part of our garbage and recycling program, but the amount of trees and limbs that came down simply overwhelmed that system for taking care of it. And so the City of Decatur's Public Works Department, who's been working tirelessly since the storm hit last week, will be changing their schedules and changing their procedures in order to assist you. Let me talk about some of the details. We're not picking up any of the piles of tree limbs at the curb yet this week. That will not begin until Monday, July 10th. So you've got 2 full weekends since the storm to get them cut and drag them to the curb. They have to be brought to the curb or to the edge of the street. We don't plan on doing any alley pickup of trees and limbs. You need to bring them out to the street. But if you get them to the street and they're in sections of about 6 feet or so it fits inside the bucket of one of our end loaders and other equipment that we have, then we will remove it from the curb and take it away. We're making arrangements this week for a couple of different locations around the city where we can take all of these trees and limbs and perhaps later burn them later in the year or whatever we decide to do with them. But and we're selecting them so that the drive time for our public works crews is as less as possible. Please don't put anything other than trees and limbs on these piles. I understand that maybe a shed came down or a fence came down or something else that's flammable and you want to put it on the pile. Don't do it. The Public Works Department will only pick up piles of trees and limbs. If you put something else on the pile, then we may not be able to pick up the pile at all. It needs to just be trees and limbs, no other debris, no other garbage at all. I believe that the other parts of our garbage and recycling program still work fine, and you can make arrangements for those bulky waste pickups with whoever your hauler is. Our Public Works crews will be working 12-hour shifts beginning July 10th, and they'll be using the snow route system that we have. In other words, the sections of the city that are assigned to snow routes, so how we're going to organize the pickup of all of these trees and limbs. So if you don't see the pile in front of your house disappearing on July 10th or maybe even that entire week, we're going to get there, but the Public Works Department will have a system for doing that. And because they're working 12-hour shifts, you might even see them at some odd times. Please remember not to park in front of the pile of trees or limbs that might be in your neighborhood, whether you put them there or not, because you're not going to know exactly when the Public Works crews will come by. And so please make it easy for them to access those when they're in your neighborhood. Please give them patience, as you might have to drive around them, or so that you're not creating barriers to their getting all this stuff out. We'll be keeping on skeleton crews for water and sewer and other critical public works functions, but except for those who are on those critical details, it's all hands on deck for for our public works crews for probably what will be much of the month of July to be working on trees and limbs. Thanks for your assistance with this and for helping us make Decatur better.